It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Welcome to another deep conversation on Vinci to the World, your personal journey to health, wealth, and happiness. My name is Dino Delpesh, your host. I am an entrepreneur and a bodyweight strength coach. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's all good. Just stick around and you'll soon find out. My aim with this segment is to have very deep conversation with extraordinary people from the island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and abroad. Now, these conversations are designed to bring you greater possibilities and insights into living a healthier lifestyle physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and wait for the big one, financially. Now, if you're the kind of person who attaches value to living a healthier lifestyle, personal development, and self-growth, this is your conversation.
You got me excited today, bro.
Me too. I'm looking forward to this.
Straight up. How's everything going on your ends, man?
Good, man. Just dealing with the aftermath of this storm over here.
Oh, you guys having a
I gotta
little
go
weather?
back into work tonight.
Oh, okay, seeing. Hey, you with your kid,
What was that?
See you with your kid.
Oh, yeah. This is Jordan. Jordan, say hi.
What's up, Jordan?
What's good? Yeah, my wife's actually working right now, so.
Oh, cool. I see you
Yeah,
be busting out them pose, man. I see you be busting out them hot yoga pose, man. Them some powerful positions, like.
Yeah, they feel good. I actually just did another training in July
Oh, cool.
for
How's that?
rocket yoga. They did it was good. It's the largest black yoga teacher training
Oh,
to
wow,
this
that's
point.
dope.
So it was a mixture of new people that have been doing yoga for a while.
Yeah.
It's been really cool. So after July ended, everybody's been going in and we're doing like different poses.
Oh, cool.
So I've just been, putting my angle into it, how it helps, how
Yeah.
these certain different poses help and what the benefits are. So people
Yeah.
are just, not just doing them.
Yeah, that's important, and I hope to get some of those benefit out of this conversation today. Well, the whole idea would be, to bring value through deep conversation. Like I personally have seen the benefit of having deep conversation with other experts in their field. When the first time I met you and you mentioned how long you have been in the game, I was like, wow, man, you made me feel like a baby.
Yeah, it's been a long time, man. I started my journey in 2000. Well,
Okay,
not before
wow.
99 really.
Oh, wow.
And then I actually got certified in 2000.
Okay, nice. During that time, I was what? I was still in primary school. Yeah, I was like, just heading 10 years old,
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I was headed into the second decade of my life.
But like for me personally, I made a commitment this year, and I realized, it's very important to surround yourself with people who's, performing at a higher level than you. And how I got to know you is because we're in the same mastermind group, and then a group of us started an accountability group, and I had the privilege of, being with you guys. So, this would be growth for me as well as the people who would be tuning into this session. So hopefully we can get some engagement and some questions going on. Well,
Right.
just to warm things up a bit, I have a few probing questions, just to get the conversation going, and I sure you have seen the script that I left you. But straight off the bat, man, if you had to
Right.
have a superpower, like what would it be and why?
My superpower would be just the ability to learn
My man.
anything
Yeah.
very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly. I don't know whether I got to touch something or if I could just breathe in the knowledge,
My man.
but just be able to do that and then redistribute it
Okay.
to other people. That would be a superpower that I would love to have.
Okay. Like,
How
why
about
is
you?
that? But why? Before before
Why?
I answer.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, because there's so much to learn, you know, and it's like
Okay.
it seems like the more you learn, well, for me, the more I seem to learn, the more I realize I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel
You
you.
know, and not saying that I want to know everything. It's just it's. I mean, I love the process of learning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
You know,
feel
that
you.
comes with it. You know, so it's a type of growth. So I definitely
Yeah,
enjoy the process. If I can
yeah.
enhance it just a little bit, you know, it's a
I feel
superpower.
you.
You know, why not, right?
I feel you. But to be honest, it's really cool you said that because that's a superpower that I would like to have as well, like
Oh
point
wow.
blank. Yeah, straight up. So it is very interesting you said that, because like exactly you said, if I gotta snap my finger, take a deep breath or just touch something, because I realized the more you learn, the how to say it, not really to be cliche, but the more you learn, the more you earn, and not in money sense, but the relationships that you create,
Right.
the kind of solutions that you can solve. And as you say, learning just feels good. Like one thing that makes me really excited is when I get an interesting book that teaches me something new, you know and you just have this wealth of knowledge to have conversation with almost anybody, like, so that's dope.
Right. I love reading. I mean, I try to read every day. I mean, I do read every day. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I carry
yeah.
tons of books around me. I don't always get to the books that I carry around because I find something else that I'm reading, but I do
Okay.
find sometimes throughout the day to continue to feed my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a habit that a lot of us need to develop. One thing I told myself is that if the biggest regret I have right now is not loving reading earlier. That's my
Right,
biggest.
right. Same here. Same
Yeah,
here. I feel for me, you know, when I was in school, I was forced to learn things that I really wasn't interested in.
yeah, yeah. Same here.
And then
Yeah,
I wasn't necessarily, or I didn't learn how to find and study things that I like.
yeah, yeah. That's true. You know.
But now that I continue to learn how to do that, it's been wonderful.
Mm. Mhm. That's the blessing about being alive right now, man. Like, it's like we
And
have so
so
much things to be grateful for, despite everything that is going on in the world right now. It's like we have so much to be grateful for. Like, it's like you
and that's the
said,
thing,
no,
you know,
go ahead.
look at it, sorry.
No, you go ahead. You
I
go
was just
ahead.
basically saying that, basically like with fitness, when you think about consumption, it's always calories.
Yeah.
But you really want to think of that in terms of what you're bringing into your being,
Yeah.
period, whether it's what you're
Yeah.
reading, what
Yeah.
you're listening to, energy that you have around you.
Yeah.
All of that consumption
Definitely.
has an effect. I mean,
It's so interesting. It's so interesting that you said that. Like, like I was having a conversation with my girlfriend last night, and I was we were talking about like gaining weight and losing weight, and I was telling her point blank, it's very simple, but a lot of people overthink it, right? It's thermodynamics. There's no other reason why you're gaining or losing weight. It's all about energy in and
right,
energy, and through my journey in fitness, I've realized that I started maybe on the physical end of thing, but it all connects, like the mental side, the emotional side. Because sometimes I get to a point whereby I didn't want to be around certain people because that emotional energy I am taking in as well. Just like if I'm
right,
taking in physical food, and that becomes so important to your wellness. Like when people hear about health and wellness, a lot of times they only think about, the physical side of things, about working out, eating properly. But the energy that you have around you, that comes from other people is also very important.
right.
So yeah.
That is so true. That is so true.
So we're getting off to a good start. It's getting deep already.
That's good, man. I look.
But let's tell me a bit more about you, man, because I've met you like once, had a conversation with you once, but I think there's so much more that I don't know. So I'm sure the persons who will be tuning into our live, like to know who
All right.
is George Meikle. Hope I'm pronouncing your surname right. So just
That's
give us
close enough. Meikle.
It's Meikle.
It's Meikle, but I'll let your accent. I'll allow for it.
Easy, easy, boss.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I started training 20 years ago. The reason why I started training because I was in the gym at that point in my life all day, every day,
Oh, man.
and people would ask me for help,
Okay.
and that made me want to know more about how to help them.
Okay.
The reason why I was training is because I was playing basketball and I wanted to be better, and I knew that was something that I could control as far as me getting in the gym and conditioning my body
Yeah.
to be better than other people.
Okay.
One of the things I used to think in my head, I'm in here training, and I know so and so is not, and that would just push me to go harder, but basically pushing myself,
Okay.
and that's why I learned to have a healthy competition with myself to help improve, just help totally improve myself, so I could
Okay.
be a better service to other people and situations around me.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's really dope. And I think
So,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry. So after that, I mean, I got certified. I worked in a private gym to start. I did some work at the YMCA as well. I worked in a couple of large chain gyms as well. Worked in private studios. So I've been all over the landscape of the fitness game. Done
My man.
classes, and
Okay.
3 years ago, I actually got my first certification in yoga,
Oh, nice,
and
nice.
that's a game changer. Just in terms of as you get older, the way you work out has to change. So
Yeah,
once
yeah, yeah.
again,
You gotta keep on
gaining new
improving.
skills, new knowledge, and
Yeah,
just applying it.
yeah. So
But I guess
comparing before your yoga life to the yoga period, like what have you really seen differently? Like how has that been different from the usual way that you train in the gym? And how have you
a lot
seen that improve like your clients' experience or their life in particular?
from my perspective, I would say it would be a lot more understanding because a lot of the training that I did before was yoga based, but I didn't know it.
Okay,
Just
interesting.
as far as the breathing techniques, control of the body, linking the body to the mind. But when I actually started going through and really studying and researching and experiencing the yoga, for me personally, it changed my perspective on how I see other people and how they struggle to get to what they want and where my place is as far as helping them.
Like, do you have any practical examples?
Early on in my career,
Sorry, go ahead.
well,
Sorry.
early on in my career, there were times where I may have pushed people too much.
I know that feeling.
But as I get older, and then like I said, doing the yoga, it's helping me to gain better understanding of people in general.
Okay.
When I first started off, it was all about the workout, all about the program.
Yeah,
Get in here, do this, do this, do this. But
yeah.
not realizing that there are other factors that encompass somebody getting set up and motivated to continue to reach their goals.
Okay.
And the biggest thing for me with the yoga is just the practice.
Yeah.
Like the only way you're going to get better at it is by practicing.
Yeah,
If there's a certain pose you're trying to get into, you got to practice it. You can read as many books as you want. You can think about it as much as you want. You can talk about it as much as you want, but you got to put that work in, get your reps in, and
definitely.
that definitely helped me realize that it's not easy. Sometimes you take things for granted, especially as trainers. When you look at other people, they say they want to lose weight. It's like, okay, cut your calories, get in the gym, but it's a lot more than that.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
yoga journey is definitely helping me open my eyes to seeing a lot more.
Sound like you have really developed a lot more empathy for your clients.
Definitely, definitely empathy for my clients as well as for myself.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, sometimes you're trying to get yourself motivated. The speech you use to motivate yourself, if it can get you there for a short duration, but prolonged, it's not good.
Mm.
You know, you want
Well, I
to
give.
be empathetic of yourself as well. It's a
Uh,
fine balance.
yeah. Well, it's the sacred said, "Know thyself," right? So I think in any
Right,
case,
right.
pass over. But give me
And that's
like
one thing the yoga definitely gives you a chance to do that.
again. You said?
No, I was saying the yoga definitely gives you the opportunity to know yourself,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
because it will expose your weaknesses, but help you to strengthen them at the same time.
Mm. And a friend of mine told me, I heard from somebody who does yoga, like depends, certain poses can cause you to channel certain feelings. Is that true?
Right. So basically, what that is, so in yoga, the whole body is being used. A
Mm.
lot of people see yoga as, just flexibility, or some people may see it as a workout, but it's really a science.
Mm.
And the thought process behind yoga is to cease the fluctuations of the brain.
Again, repeat that one. Say
So
that again.
it's for you to cease the fluctuations of the brain.
That's interesting. What does that
So that
mean?
means, so you have your brain waves, you have your mood, you're up and you're down.
Ah, okay.
So basically, by connecting the breath to the mind and the mind to the body, it helps you
Okay.
to stay in the present moment. So
Okay.
you're not focusing at that moment. So at that moment, you're focused on what you're doing rather than what happened a few hours before that may have upset you, or something that you're worrying about that's coming down the line that may upset you. You're worrying about
Okay.
what's going on right then and there. And it just helps you to bring more balance to your life, especially if you're going through something a little difficult.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. I
being
imagine.
present in the moment will allow you to think clearly and make a better decision as far as how
Mm.
to proceed.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Instead of making decision based on emotion.
Right,
Mm.
right. So it's more of a practice than a workout, because like I
Yeah.
said, it's
Okay.
something that you want to do daily and work at it daily to become better.
Mm.
And that's where the
Now I can
benefits
see why,
come in.
why so much people love yoga.
Make soup?
How many kids you have, man?
Just one for right now.
Just one. Okay. Yeah, one is good. One is
Yeah,
good.
yeah. He just turned 3 last month.
Okay. Big up the man. Big up. So going back to the yoga idea, I can see now why a lot of people who maybe how to say feel stressed, feel bummed out from work, and gain a lot of benefit from this practice.
Right, right. I mean, like I said, it has mental practice, it has mental benefits, it has physical benefits, it has spiritual benefits as well.
Okay.
The biggest thing a lot of people are drawn to is because of flexibility.
Yeah. That's like the
And
trend.
flexibility, right? And flexibility is very important because, especially nowadays, our lifestyle,
Mm.
sitting down, whether you're in front of a TV, on your phone, in your car, on your way to work, at work, is a lot of sedentary behavior.
Mm.
And that is causing
Yeah.
a lot of underlying health conditions
That's true.
that people need to be aware of. But a lot of times people aren't aware of it. How easy
Mm.
it is for you to get involved in something. The next thing you know, you're sitting down for 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 hours.
Yeah.
And you do that over a period of days, months, years. It takes its toll on your body. And then you start to
Mm.
notice finally when you have pain and discomfort.
Yeah.
So
It's
through the
interesting.
practice of yoga,
Mm.
you combat those effects, through daily maintenance of the body.
Yeah. Like before it arises.
Right.
Mm. Preventative
is always better than
yeah,
after.
yeah, definitely. I think today in this period, we practice more reactive medicine than we do preventative. Like I was
Right.
listening to someone, I don't know if it was Gary V, and he said that no, sorry, it wasn't Gary V. It was this coach that I love to listen to, and he said that have you ever noticed how fast you notice your children is growing, how fast they're growing, but we never
They
really.
grow real fast.
Yeah, they grow real fast, right? And you notice it, right? Because you can look at them, right? But with ourselves, you don't really notice your own growth, because you're so close to yourself. Whenever you're so close to something and you're so familiar with it, you don't notice it. And then only
Right.
when then you realize, oh wow, I'm really unfit, I'm unhealthy. And I think maybe listening to what you're saying, yoga helps you to actually become aware of that change in the body and the
Right.
feeling that we're having. Yeah, so that's really
Right.
interesting.
That awareness is very important. Actually, what you just said reminds me of a quote I heard. I can't remember who said it, but it was you can't see the big. It was Les Brown. You can't see
Okay.
the big picture if you're still in the frame.
That's true.
And that
That's
just
true.
kind of like sums up exactly what you just said. There's so much
Yeah,
going on, but if you're
yeah,
still locked in,
yeah. And I think that's why we people like us are very important in this time because that's what coaches do. Coaches are usually the ones who would step back and see your big picture and help you to adjust it so that you can hit those goals. You know.
and that just pushes, for me personally, that pushes me to want to continue to be better.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
definitely. But do you have any stories during your practice, like something that really, like, they say seeing is believing, and then experiencing even make it like, concrete? Have you ever had any experience that you can share that just make you know that, this is it? This is what I've been looking for. This is the results that I needed, and I'm getting it from what you're doing, actually. Even if it doesn't have to be from you personally, but maybe it's from one of your clients or somebody who you have trained.
I mean, the biggest thing would be just the self awareness, the mindfulness,
Okay.
because that can translate into so many different areas of your life.
Mm.
I've had clients tell me that since they've started doing the yoga, incorporate with the work with their practice, that they're not getting as angry, they're not as stressed,
Mm. Nice.
and it's not careful, buddy. It's not the type of workout to get you tired, but it will challenge you. Come here. It's not the type of workout to get you tired, but it's definitely something to challenge you. Like I
Okay.
said, yoga will it will show you where you're weak.
Okay, okay.
And that will allow you to, now that you know that where you're weak, to strengthen that area.
Mm.
So I've seen people who were once sedentary move
Mm.
into a more active lifestyle.
Mm.
In fact, lose weight, gain more flexibility, just get their body to a point where they feel comfortable living and
Yeah,
doing what
yeah,
they want to do.
yeah. That's important.
It's I'm very. I try to teach people to learn how to love the process,
That's an important
and
one.
right, and not be so fixed on the outcome.
Yeah.
But once again, bringing it back to the mindfulness, but being present in the moment and putting in the steps to get you to where you need to get to.
It's interesting that you said that. I actually had this question to ask after you start when you say, it's a slow transition and some people move from sedentary to active. Have you ever had a situation, because I know there's a lot of clients, they have all these, maybe should I say unrealistic goals? Maybe they want to lose a certain amount of weight, they want to gain a certain amount of muscle, or they want to get a certain part of their body bigger or smaller. Have you ever had an experience where a client came with such goals? They had all these big expectations and they started, but as a result of the process, they change and they realize that You know, what I thought I wanted is not what I wanted, and now they know what they want. Have you ever had such an experience?
Most of the time. But what I've learned, is how to assist them better at making goals
Okay.
to help them get to where they want to go to.
Yeah, tell me a bit more about that.
So
What's so important?
a large part of that is just setting smart goals. So basically being as specific as possible
Hmm.
about what they want, because that definitely comes important. If you don't know where you're going, it's going to be difficult to get there.
Yeah, that's so true, man.
So we
Yes.
make the goals measurable, whether it be through actually, allow people to choose how they want to be measured.
Okay.
But we do girth measurements with the tape measure. We do weight measurement. We do how do your clothes fit? How do they feel? How do you feel? How's your
Yeah.
energy level?
Mm.
You know, I explain to them the benefit of all types of measurements and then let them make their decision from there. Uh, After that, we look at attainable goals. So if you say you want to gain a certain amount of muscle or lose a certain amount of weight, we look at the time frame that it's going to take for you to get there
Mm.
safely.
Yeah, yeah. That's important. Very important. Yeah.
If you're coming to me and you're telling me you want to lose 50 pounds and you got a wedding in 3 weeks, we're
You
going to have
said
to readjust some things, or probably I'm not going to be able to work with you.
I think
So we look
the
at
mistake is for God.
right. So I mean, we look at that, and we keep the goals realistic,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's very important. I tend to prefer working with people who are looking for long-term goals
Okay.
rather than just
Yeah,
a
you know,
short, quick fix. You
mm.
might be looking to jump into a program just to start to get yourself active, but what I hope to teach you and I hope that you learn from me is that something that you can carry on with you throughout your life that will help
Yeah,
you to maintain a life of physical activity in a safe environment.
yeah. That's really powerful.
So, and
That's
then we throw a timetable on those goals,
mm.
and that all ties in. So, you might want to lose 30 pounds. We need to look at many different aspects. How many times are you going to be willing to work out?
Mm.
What are you willing to do as far as your nutrition?
Mm.
You know,
Get to the
your
road.
sleeping habits are important. Do you have
Yeah.
support from the family? Things like that. Will you have
Mm.
enough time to get enough physical activity in to help create that caloric deficit? So we
Mm.
look at all of those things, so that way we try to minimize the failure or
Mm.
the drop
Definitely.
off. I really
Yeah.
don't like using the word failure, but we try to make it as easy as possible.
Mm. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Like give me an example of a smart goal. Like if I'm your client right now, I came to you and I'm like, yo, George, man, like I know I see you doing your thing, your yoga, and I really want to become more flexible and healthy. These days my job is, just tired, I'm mentally tired, physically unfit. Like hook me up, like let's go, I'm ready. Like
So I
what's
ask you, how's your flexibility affecting you at your work?
well, like sometimes when I'm going upstairs, I feel all this tightness in my leg. Sometimes I'm sitting and, I feel so uncomfortable. I can't even keep my back straight. Like, yeah, like things like that. Just these pain and aches from moving. I just feel heavy. So I figure, I
So
feel more flexible.
so we definitely look at specifically what you said, like walking up steps
Mm.
pain free. That would be a specific goal.
Okay, okay.
Saying, saying that you feel heavy now. Do you feel heavy? Is it fat weight that you have that you want to get rid of? Or is it just a feeling of being heavy?
Mm.
It could be something at your diet, could be the energy level. We look at
Mm.
all of those things and we pinpoint. So like improved energy
Okay.
would be a specific goal.
Mm.
Like I said, walking up the steps would be a specific goal. Feeling lighter would be a specific goal. And then we can even break that down even further to
Mm.
find out what is causing you to feel heavy.
Okay. This is
So
my turn.
I like
Okay.
so we
Mm,
and we, so we look at we set the specific goal and then we measure it. So
mm,
basically, with all my clients, we do a baseline measurement, and it'll be a certain amount of exercises that you complete, and now we have some data basically.
okay.
So it's push-ups. You did this many push-ups today. This is the baseline. We're working to get an increased number on that. Or if it's a
Mm,
certain amount of, if you're able to stretch closer to your toes, you record that, where you started at. So that
mm,
way, a month from now, 2 months from now, we can look back at those numbers and see the progress that we had,
mm.
which is very important because sometimes, like like you were saying before, we don't notice the growth within ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes it can be a bit discouraging because you're putting in hard work. It might be difficult mentally, it might be difficult physically, and you may not be seeing the results that you want to see when you want to see them, but it's good to know that you are still making results.
Yeah, yeah. That's important, you know. That's really important. That's like the major motivational factor because I've seen a lot of people who have been making results, but they're not making the results that they want to see, and it demotivates them, and they stop, not realizing how much, progress they've made.
Right,
And when you said it, made me remember the this quote that says, "Whatever gets measured gets improved." You know.
right,
Hmm.
right. And that also lets us know, if something is not working, we can go back and look at what we documented to make adjustments
Yeah,
to get it
important.
going back in the right direction.
You
So,
know, one of the thing that I love about what we do, when I was growing up, I can remember one of the thing that really motivated me to start training like hard. I've always been physically active. I've been doing taekwondo for a while, but something that really motivated me to, get like the physique that I want. I can remember in 2014, the song from Trisong came out. Oh, Nana, look what you have started. And if you see the music video, he's literally working out, and then at the end, so you can see his shape. And then that looks so cool to me. And this was my mind telling me, yo, this guy have trainers, they have money, and they have, people to, manage and tell them exactly what to eat. That's how they
right,
get to the point, And I'm like, that felt so far away from me until I started, how to say, doing pull-ups. From the moment I start adding pull-ups to my routine, everything changed. And maybe skip forward 2 years after, I look at my body in the mirror. I'm like, wow, you actually looked like Trisong looked even better in that music video. You know, so it's like when you have a coach, even that, for me, that happened more or less by accident. But I know personally, if I had a coach, you know, I would have gotten results like that or even better because even
right,
athletes, they're good, but they still have coaches. So the question begs, why can't even we as ordinary people have coaches, to help improve our wellness, you know? And it's such an important thing that a lot of people overlook.
you're
Yeah,
absolutely right because there's so much information out there, so much misinformation.
yeah,
It's good
yeah,
to have somebody that you can trust, who is looking out for the best interest of
yeah, definitely,
your health.
definitely. Yeah, yeah,
So
that's so.
I remember a lot of times working in some of these gyms, the bottom, obviously the bottom line is you got to make the money,
Hmm,
and it wasn't necessarily what I was seeing helping the people
hmm.
be the healthiest they could be, whether it be having membership appreciation day and you got big boxes of pizza coming in with donuts and stuff. Like that's a little counterproductive, no?
All right. They're creating the problems to solve them.
They used to call that job security.
Oh my. I feel you. I know what you mean, man.
But yeah, definitely having a coach, it just helps to get you there a little faster because you have somebody that's been there, that's experienced, that can show you the way. Sort of like if you go to a new country and you want to go see the sights, get yourself a tour guide. If you don't want to spend time walking all over and not being productive, you know, get the tour guide, take you to where you need to see what you need to see.
Yeah, that's true. That helps a lot. I know what you mean. I can relate to that. Yeah. Like when I went China for the first time, like just imagine I went, and luckily I was supposed to be in the city called I thought I was supposed to be in the city called Hangzhou, right? Because it was written on my itineraries. But by a fluke, I bought a plane ticket to Shanghai because that's what I know as a kid. So I
Yeah.
got to Shanghai, and two persons came to pick me up, and they look at my information. They say, "Yo, you're supposed to be in Hangzhou," you know. And I'm like, "Okay, cool," because I come from an island, so I figure, you know, it's an easy trip to Hangzhou. But Hangzhou is a whole other city that would take like how many hours to get to, you know? So it's important to have somebody to guide you, you know,
Right.
when you're on this type of journey. We always get into that mindset that we can do everything by ourselves. But it's very important that, you know, you have people with the skill set who have already been there, as you said, where you can get that information from. Yeah.
Right. Very important. We've even had to get coaches, right?
Yeah, even we had to get coaches, you know, and that's how we're having this conversation here today. You know, as I said in the beginning of the year, I realized, you know, for me to get better, I gotta get a mentor, one, and two, I gotta surround myself with, you know, people who's playing the game at a higher level. And I
Right.
literally just, you know, burn the bridges and make the decision.
That's another big thing is just making that decision
Yeah,
to
yeah,
want
yeah,
to improve.
yeah.
I know things are tough now, with everything going on in the world, but as long as you're able to still maintain and breathe,
Mm,
that's the key. If you're still breathing, there's still an opportunity for you to do better.
straight up, like Italian friend does usually say. He said, if there's food on the table and family is around, it's all good.
Yes.
Mm. But yeah, you said you do hot yoga, right? What's the difference between hot yoga and say like the normal traditional yoga for
So I
most people?
do. I mean, I've learned different styles of yoga. I practice different styles. I practice Ashtanga yoga,
Mm.
which is a set amount of poses for the duration of the practice. So
Okay.
I do that at least once a week because
Mm.
basically the other forms of yoga that I've learned are derived from that style of yoga.
Okay. Okay.
So I've incorporated the yoga into my actual workout, whereas my warm ups are pretty much sun salutations A and B, which are another
Mm.
set amount of movements that you perform that help to get the body warmed and ready for the actual workout. And in that, you're building up heat within the body through the breathing and the body moving from posture to posture, which helps to generate heat, which helps to get the body loose for the workout. And then
Mm.
while you're doing the workout, we're still practicing the breathing. It's not just you want to
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
want to have control of your breath. So we're still keeping the mind involved. And
Yeah.
then at the end of the work, I normally tend to take people into more of a yin style stretch, which is a style where we're holding poses anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes, using all of
Wow.
that heat that we built up to help stretch not only the muscles, but the ligaments and the tendons.
Okay.
So yeah, the type of yoga, I mean, it definitely gets you hot just off just off the
That's
breathing.
that song intense, man. And
You know,
you said you usually use the Ashtanga yoga, right, to do the warm to get loose, and you create all that heat. Like what are some of the, like I'm aware of like why that is important, but like maybe to somebody who may be watching who may not know, like why is that so important for you to want to heat up the body properly before you actually start to work out?
well, because you want to prepare the body for a workout. especially if you've been sitting down all day or laying down and just getting up. You want to prepare the body and you want to prepare the mind. And by by breathing, so basically, the goal is to be breathing with one breath, one movement,
Mm.
and that
Okay.
helps you to stay focused and stay present in the moment. So you're not, like I said, you're not focused on what happened earlier in the day. You're not worried about what you got to do later. You can focus
Yeah,
on
yeah.
what you're doing right then. So then we can focus on refining the movements. And as we refine the movements, you're gaining your results.
Okay, okay.
So
That mm,
you were saying,
that one breath, one movement, so intense, man. Like to, that that need a lot of chest,
you want to use your entire breathing system because it's so important. The number one nutrient that the body requires is air. A lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
people, you
that's
ask
true.
that question, they'll probably tell you it's a protein.
I like that. Major key. Air is more important than protein.
So try to go a few minutes without that, right?
That's true. That's true.
So it's
That's
definitely good.
yeah. That's
But being able to control the breath just helps you to just like I said, stay centered, which is very important because things aren't
yeah.
always as they appear to be happening.
Hmm. You know what I get from what you just shared? You actually took me back to a particular time when I was enjoying working out, and I realized for most people when they just started, workout seems so painful, it seems so uncomfortable. They just don't want to do it. I can see it in their body and the way they express their body, and I can see that getting to that state that you explained, it actually helps you enjoy the workout more. And if it's one thing
Right.
I would tell my guy that this is painful, so might as well you enjoy it. And I've been saying that so ignorantly, not actually thinking, there's a particular way for you to literally enjoy it. And that's what you're actually just sharing here. Getting your mind and your body prepared before you actually start working out, with a proper warm-up.
Right.
Because just imagine if I'm having things that I'm worried about and I'm thinking about these things during the workout, it's like there's no way I'm gonna enjoy the workout, you know? Yeah,
Right.
so that's
Right.
that's dope.
And then you risk the chance of getting injured
Yeah, yeah,
or
exactly. That's
even
that as well. Yeah.
so,
Mhm. And I realized once your body is really warmed up properly, you would enjoy the workout every time.
right.
Every
Right.
time. Yeah.
And you benefit from it more as well. Whether you're warming up to go lift weights or you're warming up to do more poses in a yoga practice, you benefit
Mm,
from it. It's a point now your body's warm. You can actually push yourself. You can challenge yourself.
mm.
You know,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I realize that. That's
and
true.
this is something that I wish I would have. Like I knew for years, stretching is important. Even when I was younger, stretching is important, but
Mm.
I didn't know how important it would be
Yeah,
to
okay.
me as I got older.
Okay.
So,
Wow. So how's that really affect you as you get older? Like,
well, the longer you've been on this earth, the more you've been in contact with gravity. So
okay, okay.
that's
Is that like
that's
an
one.
aging thing or something I'm
But
concerned about?
yeah, so over the years, you get different injuries here and there. Some you know about, some you don't know about. And the body starts to change.
Yeah.
With being able to be flexible and
Okay.
release tension and bring the body back to a normal posture, neutral posture rather, is
Yeah.
is very important. Just for relieving tension and gaining
Mm.
balance. A lot of people don't realize when your
Mm.
body is tight to a certain point and you don't know it, it can have other effects on your life. If your
Yeah, yeah.
body's constantly contracting, pulling forward,
Mm.
that's going to affect your mental as well because your performance is not going to be what you want it to be. You might be worrying about back pain, hip
Mm.
pain.
Yeah.
You got all these things going on, and then a lot of times people normalize it.
Yeah,
and say,
that's
you know, I just got used to having it, which is
yeah,
not the way it's supposed to be. Just because you got used to it doesn't mean that it should be that way.
yeah. That's scary, man. When something that's not supposed to be a particular way becomes your norm, that's scary. Yeah.
So and that comes
And
back to just being mindful and self-aware of
yeah.
what's going on.
Mm. And I think this just show how much, our physical body affects, the way how we feel emotionally and mentally. Because just imagine if my body is out of alignment and I normalize it, but my body doesn't, right? Because my body knows how it should
Right,
be. My body's feeling something that it shouldn't be feeling. It's gonna be nudging me, it's gonna be trying to make me aware, and this can come in different forms, whether it's some sort of sickness, some sort of stress, anxiety, however the body brings it up for you, so that's very interesting. And
right. And by
I
that time,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, go
sorry,
ahead.
by that time, when your body starts, that's when your body's screaming and yelling at you. When you
Yeah,
start to
yeah,
feel
yeah,
this pain and you start to break down and get the disease and discomfort.
yeah,
So
yeah,
your body's constantly speaking to you. It's just we have to be aware
yeah,
to
we
what it's
got it.
saying.
Yeah, that's important. If I gotta take any major thing away from this conversation is the importance of awareness, for me personally, you know, and it's something that, how to say, like, I don't think my yoga practice is as serious as yours. I actually start doing yoga personally, like, let me see, maybe a year and a half ago. My
Awesome.
girlfriend actually introduced me to the practice, but just as, fun, not as serious as she is. But what I've realized, I've gotten to, I was in a point where I was, how to say, I didn't feel like working out anymore. I was so demotivated. But I know mentally, I know the benefits of working out, and I know I need to do something at least. So what I actually start doing, I start walking, basic stuff, just walk, even though I don't force myself. And then I start, trying the yoga, because it's not as intense as my usual push up and pull ups and sprints, and I get to a point where I start doing it every morning and I realize how much it start changing the way I start to feel. You
Right,
know, I could resonate with you saying that, it's not just a workout. It's actually, it's a practice.
right,
As you do it, you get more aware of whatever it is you're feeling that makes you feel demotivated, that makes you feel stressed, that makes you feel worried, and you literally go on this journey with this feeling until you're able to deal with it.
right,
So it's something that I start doing. So every morning when I wake up, I don't want to go too hard on my workout because I want to recover. So I make yoga, something that I do every morning, like just the basic stuff. I'm no Ashtanga expert or anything like that, but it's really interesting, the whole concept of using your breath to heat your body. And it reminds me of that guy Wim Hoffman. I don't
right,
know if you're
right.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so
Iceman.
yeah, the Iceman. And it just shows how much we as humans are underutilizing this vehicle that we've been given. Like
Absolutely.
we give up so much, but yet we're not using. I think they say we only use 10% of our brain. Being able to unlock these things through movement, I think that's the other percentage, because the brain is responsible for every experience we're having.
It is, and we got to think about it. Your body is how the brain experiences the external world.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So if your body is out of alignment, the information that you're receiving will be out of alignment.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true. Wow. Yo, that's powerful. We need to hit a wheel and come again on that statement. That's so true. Okay, I think how to say, just before we should be wrapping up right now. I know you have stuff that you need to deal with. I'm sure your kid is now wondering why daddy's taking so long. Like maybe just to leave. Like if anybody is watching this and they want to get in contact with you, or they want to work with you, or want to reach out, how can they possibly do that?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram at fitness_pro_GM, or you can just type my name in, George Meikle. I should pop up. You find me on
Okay.
Facebook.
Seeing, getting some hot yoga action, yo.
Yep, and I'm working on building some more content for my YouTube channel. So
Yeah, man.
I'm putting in the
Easy.
work. It's daily, just taking daily steps and just putting into practice, getting the
Yeah.
reps in.
Straight up. Same here. And this is also a part of our, how to say, can we say, assignment, more or less. Creating that content and putting out and
Right.
giving value to those who deserve it. Not necessarily to those who need it, but those who deserve it. Because the people who's looking is the people who want it. That's how I like to think about it.
Right. I don't know if you heard that quote. You only get what you deserve. The
Yeah,
word, wait,
not what
I'm about to butcher it, but you get what you deserve, because the world is not as crazy enough a place to give to undeserving people.
Oh wow, that's dope. Again, hit that again. You get what you deserve, because the world is not crazy
Yeah,
enough to give.
crazy enough place to give to undeserving people. So
Yeah, okay.
basically, I mean, if you want something, you have to work for it. You have to put the work in for it. You have to do more than
Straight
just
up,
want
yeah.
it. You
Yeah.
have to want it long enough. You have to want it bad enough.
Mm.
And it's got to be consistent. It can't be
Straight up.
based off how you feel. If it's something that you really want, you gotta go for it. Because there are going to be days that your emotions are going to be different than where you were when you set your eyes on that goal.
That's so true.
That's why setting smart goals are important. Knowing why you're doing it is important to help keep you motivated for those times when you don't feel like going. You got to realize that there's something bigger than that feeling at that point.
Yeah. And as you said, it's a journey, it's a process. And the funny thing is, this is how it is. It's like that's how the world is created. That's how every single human being feels when they're trying to achieve something. The excitement at the beginning is, all the way up here. And as you go through life, things are gonna happen and it's gonna go down. And then you gotta go back and remember, okay, why did I start it in the first place?
Right.
And this is also why it's important to have accountability, have people to support you in the process.
Yeah, I just pulled up that quote to get it, so I can quote it correctly. But it says, "To get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. The world is not yet a crazy enough place to reward a whole bunch of undeserving people."
Okay, nice. I think I need to put that in the comment after we finish this conversation. I think that's the major key.
Yeah.
That's the major key for this conversation.
So, if you want something, put that work in. I mean, you can have it. You just got to put the work in.
Yeah, definitely.
The only time, like Vince said, that you fail is when you stop, when you quit. That's when you have no chance of obtaining it. And like I said, learning to love the process makes whatever you're trying to accomplish so much more rewarding. Especially knowing the hard work you put in, as opposed to snapping your fingers and now all of a sudden I've lost weight or I've gained muscle. You put that work, and that's something that nobody can take away from you.
That's true. And like Jim Rohn said, if you become a millionaire, if you get $1 million today, you better become a millionaire real quick, or else you're gonna lose it.
Right.
Oh wow, man, we can go so much more in this conversation.
I definitely appreciate it. I look forward to maybe more.
Yeah. We need to do this more. We
Thank
have
you
our
for
like
inviting me.
our calls. I'll catch up with you guys on that. And next week I'll do this again with another coach, just to push out some more valuable content, to my audience and also your audience. It's really good that, people understand what they're getting themselves involved in and don't really create, as you said, unrealistic goals to make them smart. You got to make them, as you said, specific, measurable, realistic, attainable, and timely, right?
Right.
You know, yeah. And get a coach. Get somebody to support you. You know, yeah.
You know,
Okay, George, man, I thank you again
been
for
a
coming
pleasure,
on.
brother. Thank you.
Yeah, and I hope soon I wonder we'll be doing some hot yoga together.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
that would be something really dope to experience.
Teach you some of the Taekwondo.
Straight up, no problem, man. Come to St. Vincent, man. You're welcome, man. You and the family come for vacation. You know, after the COVID is over, you guys come to St.
My wife
Vincent.
would love that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, thanks a lot, brother. You have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys, that's what's up. That's the end of my first weekly health talk with another fitness pro. Every week, I'll be bringing out the value to you, and I'll be inviting a new coach every week just to pump out some value to help you build your understanding of what it means to live a healthier lifestyle, and usually why it's important. Okay, it's like my thing is, if God has blessed us with this amazing body, soul, it's our responsibility to take care of it. Okay, so this is Dino Delplesh, Professor Daddy Joy checking in, peacing out. One love, y'all.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
You've made it to the end of another deep conversation on Vinci to the world. And I hope that this conversation has brought you a ton of value. As I said, that my aim here is to act as a bridge between two worlds, that of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that of the network of experts I've had the opportunity of connecting with throughout the years. Now, to ensure that my mission here has been accomplished, all I ask is for you to leave a comment in the comment section stating what top 3 insights did you gain as a result of this conversation. And also, if you like, you can also leave one actionable step that you can take in the next 7 days that is going to elevate your personal development. I'm Dino Delplesh, your favorite bodyweight strength coach. One love.